Aloha, greetings from the big island of Hawaii. Today I'm going to share with you the 3 brain centers and what we can do to control them. The first center I would like to talk about is the stress center. This center is a very primitive center. It evolved 300 million years ago. It's also known as the reptilian brain. And this is what causes humans to suffer. This is where we're constantly thinking about the past and the future, and we have anxiety and fear, and we're constantly scanning our environment to protect us from dangers. So this is why humans have evolved to the place we are today. But in modern society, we are activating this stress center, which releases adrenaline, epinephrine and norepinephrine from our adrenal glands, and also it's activating the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis, releasing cortisol. And when we're constantly activating this through our 30-year mortgage, email inbox, work stress, traffic jams, this creates disease. Whereas in the jungle, thousands of years ago, it protected us from predators, poisonous snake, saber-toothed tiger, etc. This is the fight, flight, or freeze response, and it's in our brainstem. The second center I would like to discuss today is the pleasure center. This center is in our limbic system in our brain, and this is where we produce dopamine, the pleasure molecule. And scientists discovered the pleasure center in our brain in 1953 with the rat experiment, where the rats were in a cage with an electrode in their brain in the pleasure center. They had food and water in their cage, yet they died of starvation and thirst because they constantly pressed the lever for pleasure in their brain without doing anything else. And it's sad, but it's a true fact that even humans overdose and are in the throes of addiction because of this pleasure center. We see it every day in the news of a new overdose from a famous personality, or we may know some friends or family who have been caught up in the pleasure center. And it can be from Facebook addiction, sex addiction, drug addiction, alcohol addiction, food addiction. Almost anything could create this type of addiction. The last center I would like to discuss today is the compassion center. Now the molecule here is oxytocin, the hug hormone, the molecule of bliss. However, most humans are so caught up in the stress or the pleasure center, vacillating back and forth, that we never enter the third brain center, compassion center. That's in our cerebral cortex. That's what really makes us human, to have empathy for others and have compassion for others, but more importantly, compassion for ourselves. And when we are constantly stuck in the stress and pleasure centers, we are being very self-critical. We have self-isolation or self-absorption. And I wrote my new book that was released several weeks ago to offer a very simple method. In just 3 steps, we can take care of our bodies and our mind and reduce stress in our lives. And in the next video, I'm going to discuss the 3 stressors that universally impact all human beings. And I'm going to discuss very specific remedies to control these 3 universal stressors. Stay tuned. Thank you very much.